Mr. Williams says he's only asked his fiancée for two things: to stay off other men and to stay off the pole. Now he's afraid she's gone back to her old life in more ways than one. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Williams v. Ortega.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams, Ms. Ortega. I'm glad to have you here in divorce court. This case is a case where, as a couple, you've been together for 11 years, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
But you've been licensed to be married for 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You do live together presently. Our plaintiff has 2 children, adult children, and our defendant also has an adult child. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you all should be in the stage of life where you are hanging out and having a good time because you've raised your kids. Why are we in divorce court today, Mr. Williams?
We're here because I'm really tired of Geneva's conniving and lying behavior.
Wow.
She took a lie detector test, and if the lie detector test doesn't come back the way that I wanted to, and she hasn't been faithful to me, and if she's been sneaking behind my back with some of her friends, stripping without telling me and being honest with me, then I can't marry her.
So for you to tell me that the investment in an 11-year relationship is really going to come down to if you believe that you can trust this woman. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Trust is everything.
100%. Mr. Williams, I could not agree with you more. Ms. Ortega, you heard what Mr. Williams said. What do you say, ma'am?
I just want to prove my innocence to Jimmy and show him I'm not a cheater.
Okay.
And I want him to love me for who I am.
Okay. Mr. Williams, I want you to take me back to a time where you didn't have doubts. Tell me how you all met and what led us to get to this point, sir.
Before I do that, I meant to do something. Is it possible for me I wanted you to see the marriage license, if that's possible.
Oh, absolutely. Corey, will you retrieve the marriage license for me?
Sure thing.
Sorry about that.
I'm not sure that anybody has ever brought their marriage, the license to be marriage to court. Oh, this is the original marriage license for the state of Georgia. It has your names and it has the seal, but it's not endorsed. So you're making a determination of what's going to happen with this license, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, the plot thickens. Take me back.
Okay. I met Jenina at a strip club, and I saw this woman, and I loved her walk, you know. She had a real sexy walk, and she was beautiful. And she approached me and sat down, and we started talking.
That's what they do.
Right. I agree. But any guys that's ever been to a strip club, no, they'll sit with you and they'll talk to you. But most of the time, they go out the back door. But she sat there and talked to me, and we left together.
Okay.
And there was no money involved, and we enjoyed each other. And we spent the whole weekend together.
Ms. Ortega, that's not usual stripper behavior now, is it?
No, ma'am, Your Honor, it's
what
not.
Happened?
I saw him. He looked like money. He looked like Floyd Mayweather, like a boxer or something. So I went to the hotel with him. No sex involved. No money involved. We just talked and hit it off right.
And then that turned into you deciding to retire and be in a full-time relationship with Mr. Williams. Am I correct?
At that moment, I was not retired. No, ma'am.
Did you know that, Mr. Williams?
I accepted that for a while, but you know what? I just figured if she cared about me, I wouldn't have to tell her to quit.
When did things change? Because I need to jumpstart where the conflict is.
They changed after my son died. We have a son together, and I'll say we had a son together. And he committed suicide, and it changed our relationship because her behavior changed. I don't think Jenina had dealt with death with a person that close to her.
Right, and that's really like your child, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor. He was my child.
And so to get through that, clearly, takes a lot. But tell me some of the things that have manifested itself as a result of things changing in your relationships. Specifically, broken promises is what my notes say.
Yes, ma'am. We were in a car accident,
Okay.
me and her, but it wasn't our fault.
Okay.
So we received a settlement for $40,000.
Okay.
We agreed to put it into a joint savings account.
And
Well, a couple of months later, it just happened to look, $20,000 missing.
ooh, like literally half.
It was withdrawn. I mean, you can see it on the bank statement. It was withdrawn. So
And I think you submitted the evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see the evidence. Whoa. For real, $20,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What happened to the money, Miss Ortega?
So I ended up spending the money. I bought a 14-karat diamond necklace, a tennis necklace, 14-karat diamond Cuban necklace for Jimmy, and I bought myself and my son 14-karat diamond stud earrings, and I also bought myself a 14-karat diamond bracelet.
So you spent the money on jewelry.
Not all on jewelry. It's probably like $8,000 on jewelry.
But did you discuss with your partner that you were going to spend literally half of the settlement money on personal items? Did you talk to him about it?
I did not, Your Honor.
Why did you choose not to share it?
Because I thought my half was my half.
The settlement was, in fact, yours together. Why not have a discussion and say, you know what, just because I don't want you to feel like you can't have a little fun, let's take $5,000 for each one of us, have a little fun with it, do whatever you want to do with it, and then that leaves $30,000 to go as savings, and then that is for our future. Why not have that discussion? And I'm just using round numbers.
I knew we wanted to save the money, but I didn't know, like, I couldn't buy, as long as I'm spending the money and paying bills. I did pay bills for us.
Mr. Williams, that was not your intent, am I correct?
No, ma'am. I mean, all she had to do was communicate. And been a lot of communication on a lot of different things. I overhear you talking to a friend about, hey, man, that club just wasn't hitting. I knew she was scanning a job opportunity.
I'm not keeping any secrets from him. I always talk to Jimmy about ways to make money.
If you want to dance, just say, Jimmy, I want to dance. But be prepared for him to say, that's not what I want my wife to do. Is that what you're looking for, sir?
After 11 years, no.
And in addition, you're concerned that she's been lying to you.
Yeah, I feel like she's been lying to me because I saw some social media posts and some things that she said, like she had told me she was going out with friends one time.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I'm not the type of guy, I don't try to control it. You want to go out with your friends, go out with your friends, enjoy yourself. I ain't got time to be worried about it.
Right.
Okay? But when I come in the house and I overhear you talking to a friend about, hey, man, that club just wasn't hitting, and they ain't making no money at that club, and I know who you're talking to, and it's one of your girlfriends that's a stripper that you've known for a long time. I listened to the conversation, didn't say anything to her, but I knew she was scanning a job opportunity. It was a new club. They was going to see if you could make money in that place. But she hadn't been honest with me about that. And all you had to do, Jenina, was tell me what time it was, but she didn't. And that bothered me. And later on, she came to me and admitted it after I talked to her about it.
I'm listening.
I'm not keeping any secrets from him, but he overheard me on the telephone one time talking to my friend, and I was telling her, I was telling her about the club was dead and things, but I asked him, so what would you feel like if I go be a waitress at the club?
Did you talk to him about that?
Yes, I did, and he said, go do what you want to do. So I called my friend, and we went to the club where I used to work, and the house mom and the manager remembered me, but they told me they wasn't going to hire ex-dancers at the moment.
Okay.
And so she told me about a new club down the street that just opened, and so my friend...
So you went searching?
Yes, I was searching because I always talk to Jimmy about ways to make money.
Miss Ortega, if you want to dance, just say, Jimmy, I want to dance. Why are we beating around the bush? If that's what you want to do, you grown, say that's what I want to do. But be prepared for him to say, that's not what I want my wife to do. Be prepared for that. Because he has every right to say, that's not what I want. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Cut to the chase. Is this what you want in the wife?
No. I was willing to accept the behavior at first.
But right now, in order for you to move forward in this relationship, do you want somebody who is an exotic dancer for a wife or a long-term partner? Is that what you're looking for, sir?
After 11 years, no.
Okay. Now, Ms. Ortega, you have now heard what Mr. Williams says. So you have a grown adult lady's decision. Is your work in that industry important enough to you that you say, I'm willing to sacrifice this relationship? That's your choice. And Mr. Williams, you have to make the choice. And if she says, this is what I want to do, whether or not that's going to work for you. That's how grown people will act. Okay, period. That's it. There's no reason to go back and forth.
She had this friend, I knew about him from high school. I happened to run upon a text where he asked her for a ride, but she didn't tell me about it.
I want to show him that
Nothing happened.
nothing happened.
He petitioned the court for a polygraph examination.
Good day, Your Honor.
Have you had any sexual contact with that high school friend that still texts you?
Polygraph examination results indicated.
I'm concerned about these issues of cheating, these allegations of cheating, because Mr. Williams,
Yes, ma'am.
you have had two very specific incidences that make you concerned. Something that had to do with a high school young man. Tell me about that.
Okay, the two instances are this. The first one is, she has this friend, he texts her every day. She's known him since high school, middle
Okay,
school.
I'm gonna call him high school dude. Keep
Okay.
going.
He texts her, he don't say much, how you doing?
Okay.
You okay? Most
Cordial
times-
conversation,
Right,
got it.
most of the time she don't answer him. But a guy doesn't keep texting a woman for 11 years and not have emotions towards her. I'm a guy I know. You don't stay in contact with, you don't text a woman every day for 11 years. So I wanted to know, has there ever been any intimacy between you and this guy?
That's a fair question. Ms. Ortega?
Your Honor, this is just a friend from high school. And Jimmy seen him text my phone one time a couple years ago, and he sent
Is this somebody that you used to have an intimate relationship
No,
with?
ma'am.
Have you ever had an intimate relationship
No.
with this man?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, see, that's how you ask a question, Mr. Williams. Just,
I knew the answers to that, ma'am, but like I said, I'm a man.
okay.
And I have friends who have stayed in touch with women that they've had a crush on since high school.
Got it. So you are, based on your own experience of men who have been,
They'll wait.
that they will just lay
They'll
in the
wait.
cut. They'll lay in the cut
Yeah.
for a vulnerable moment. Is that what you're saying?
That's us.
No, sir. Mr. Williams, I'm going
Not
to say
true.
this. I would say that's some men, okay?
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
That's example
You're
number
tired.
one. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Example number two, sir.
Example number two. She had this friend, I knew about him from high school, but he was like somebody that was a sweetheart named Dave.
Okay.
But about a year ago, I happened to run upon a text where he asked her for a ride. I wouldn't have had a problem with it because I knew who the guy was, because everybody needs some help sometimes. But she didn't tell me about it. And I don't know why Jenina didn't tell me about it, but she didn't tell me about it. So I had a problem with that.
Ms. Ortega, you know about how high school sweetheart dude that we're talking about? This is a separate incident.
David? Yes, Your Honor. I gave David a ride to work one day, and David used to come to the strip club and spend $200 plus with me. And I gave him a ride when he asked me, so why not if he spent money like that with me?
Well, from your partner's perspective, somebody who has spent money with you, he has suspicion on whether or not he want to spend money in some other way. He has every right to be suspicious.
I want to show him that
Nothing happened.
nothing happened, and that's why I keep telling him, and that's why I have my guy friends.
So I tell you what, the only thing that's going to make Mr. Williams feel better is for him to put these questions to you in a formal manner. He petitioned the court for a polygraph examination, and you said, bring it on. Am I correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so now let's cut to the chase. I brought in a polygraph expert, John Yarbrough, a certified polygraph examiner from Guardian Polygraph Services, is someone who provides services to this court on a regular basis. Corey, will you ask him to join us, please?
Yes, you are.
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr. Yarbrough. Mr. Yarbrough, just so that everybody is aware, he's been an expert in this field for both public and private entities and he's the one who administered the polygraph test. Mr. Yarbrough, you asked Ms. Ortega 3 questions on behalf of the court. Am I correct?
You are correct, Your Honor.
Question number 1, Ms. Ortega, in the past 2 years, have you performed any exotic dancing that Jimmy is unaware of? We want to find out if she's been sneak stripping, if you know what I mean. What was Ms. Ortega's answer?
During the pre-test interview, Ms. Ortega answered with a yes to that question.
So she actually self-admitted that she has continued with her exotic dancing.
Exactly.
The second question we asked Ms. Ortega, in the past 11 years, have you had any sexual contact with that high school friend that still texts you?
That is correct, Your Honor.
What was Ms. Ortega's answer?
She answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated she was being truthful when she answered that question.
No deception. The third question, Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Ms. Ortega in the past 11 years, have you had any sexual contact with that teenage sweetheart named David?
That is correct, Your
Very
Honor.
specific. What was Ms. Ortega's answer?
She answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated she was being truthful to that question as well.
Hold on, I don't cheat on you. I'm faithful. I choose who I want to be with.
Mr. Yarbrough, thank you so much for your services.
You're welcome, Your
I
Honor.
appreciate you. Mr. Williams,
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Ortega has not been cheating with those people, but she has been sneak stripping because you have put her on a leash. And she has told you this is what she wants to do. Am I correct, Miss Ortega?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Absolutely.
Janina, I don't have a problem. I never had a problem with you dancing. But the bottom line is, when you start being dishonest in any type of way, okay, you didn't cheat on me. I love that. But you can't be honest in one aspect and lie in another because it's not consistent. So it's gonna put doubts in my mind.
That is the bottom line. If you're gonna be sneaky, you're gonna put doubts in the other person's head. Plain and simple. Mr. Williams, your fiance wants to dance. You have to determine whether or not you want a fiance and a future wife that is a dancer.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
If we wanted to get the marriage license made into a certificate, is that something you would do for us?
I certainly can let one of my colleagues sign it off for you if you're serious about it.
When?
Whenever you want. Whenever you want. It ain't gotta be today.
Is that, can I say, Your Honor, I would like a nice wedding?
That is the most backhanded proposal I have ever heard in my whole life. Mr. Williams, do you want to marry this lady?
I'm gonna put it to you like this. I know Jenina. She wants the fairy tale wedding, but we've been married anyway.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I speak?
Miss Ortega, Mr. Williams, bless y'all's heart.
Thank you.
But y'all are worrisome. Y'all need to figure out what y'all want to do, and you can't waste the court's time, and you can't waste each other's time. If you want to marry this lady, marry this lady. You done had this piece of paper for 5 years, okay? It's time to go. Okay. It's time to go. Whatever you're gonna do, Corey, give this man his papers back, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go get them endorsed or tear them up.
No problem.
One or the other, but at the end of the day, quit wasting everybody's time. Poop or get off the pot. The case is done. Oh, my Lord.
Made in Georgia.